welcome back to my channel. I'm Sabira, aka Saabythesimmer. On the screen you'll see the reference image that I use. So I did a poll on Twitter a couple of weeks ago where I asked what kind of base game build you want. So I thought I would challenge myself to do some base game builds because I don't do them as often anymore because I'm playing on console with all these packs and stuff like that. So I rarely do base game builds, but I know how frustrating it can be sometimes when you're looking for builds in the gallery and you only have certain packs or you only have base game. So yeah, how do you really work with that? And we still want good builds. Just because we don't have the packs doesn't mean we can't have good builds. So I did a poll and gave you guys some options as to what builds I could do, all base game. So I decided to give you the choice between a starter home, a big family home, and what was the other one? Why can't I remember the other one was? It was like a big family home, a starter home, and there was something else. Why can't I remember? And it was also a single parent household. I don't know why I forgot that, but those were the three choices. And I'm doing the most votes were for a big family home and also a starter home. I'm pretty sure the votes were tied, so I thought I'd do a big family home first. I can't lie, I did start a starter home and I struggled so much with the budget, with the style, making sure that it looks the way I want it to look, even though I'm on the budget of a starter fund. It was hard, it was difficult, and the roofing for this was flipping difficult as well. But yeah, so the starter home is going to take a little while for me to figure out, but I will be doing that, and then I will also do like a single parent home as well, because it did get some votes, it just didn't get the majority of the votes. But yeah, this is a 3-bedroom house, if I didn't mention already. 3 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms. So they've got 2 full bathrooms upstairs, like an ensuite, and then also another big bathroom upstairs, like a family bathroom, and then they've got a half bathroom downstairs with just a sink, toilet, and some like clutter and stuff. And then they've got a big garage. They've got an office space as well. So I did have in mind that one of the parents was a writer. So this is going to either be whoever you want it to be in this house, whoever you want to put in this house. But in my mind, when I was building it, I just had it as a mom who's probably like a freelance writer. Maybe she writes her own books. I don't know. But I just had in mind that she's a writer and she needed her own kind of office space. And I felt like maybe the dad is still working really hard. So in my mind, I was like, maybe they were like, they're just like those typical like high school sweethearts kind of thing, or like they've met each other when they was young or in university, whatever, and they had a child at a young age. So they've got a teen daughter, and then, well, the teen can be any gender, because realistically I don't think the bedroom is super gendered. It's just colorful. So yeah, they had their daughter at a young age and then decided to really dedicate on a lot of work so that they could live out the life they wanted to live and not have kind of like having a child at a young age stop them from living their dream and things like that. So they've traveled a lot. I had it in mind that they've traveled a lot. They're very well traveled, and they probably traveled a lot with their daughter and as a child, as a baby, that kind of thing. Maybe some backpacking, who knows. I feel like they've traveled a lot. They're well traveled, and they probably come from like a good background in terms of like they've got some wealth behind them. But I think they were dedicated to like obviously making a name for themselves and making money for themselves. But yes, hence why they've got quite a decent sized house. Even though I said it was a big family home, to me a big family home is 4 bedrooms or is 3 bedrooms or like 4 sims. I don't know, that's just big for me. But I feel like the biggest is like 5 bedrooms. I don't think I'd do anything bigger than that, because to me that's like mansion style, and I don't do mansions because they take flipping forever and I just get bored of building them. So I like things I can build either in 1 day or 2, and this did take 2 days to build, because I think I built most of the exterior and the interior, and then I went back to do the upstairs. I think I did everything but the upstairs, and then the second day I went back and did upstairs, finished up everything else, and I think I did the garden as well the next day. But yeah, most of the time I like to do my builds all in 1 day, all in one sitting. I don't know what it is, maybe I'm impatient. But yes, I just followed the kind of theme they had on the reference image, so I kind of gave it some like white paneling almost, and then they had like a grey, I don't know if it was really brick, but it was just a grey kind of like color they had as well. So I just put one of the blocks on the house as like grey, and I really enjoyed landscaping this house. I can't lie, I really enjoyed it. It was therapeutic to landscape this one. And pretty much like repeated the landscaping throughout the whole house to kind of give it a similar theme essentially. So like for the front and the back it's pretty similar. I've been watching this YouTuber that I came across, and I think her name is Jessica Pie or Jessie Pie, something like that. I'll leave her in the description. But I've always been looking for more like UK, kind of like British or just UK, to be honest, Simmers, just because it's, I don't know, it's just a bit more relatable. When they talk about certain things, you can relate a bit more. And yeah, I don't know, I just enjoy watching like a variety of different Simmers. So I feel like it's always, a lot of spaces are normally dominated like by American creators and things like that. That's just standard. But yeah, in this Simmons space, I've been looking for more creatives, and I found this girl called Jessica White, Jessie Pie, or Jessica Pie, something like that. And she uses a lot of like debug and live edit objects in her builds, like often, and she's got patience. I mean, I feel like it's definitely a lot easier on PC, but when it comes to console, it's just so annoying. And if you're on PC, you can use that mod, the Better Build and Buy mod, which was a lifesaver for me when I was using it on my laptop, because it was just giving me life. You can categorize the debug items. It was just so much easier. Like, Sims, get it together. Let's do this together, because it's so annoying. Like, they've given us a debug menu, and then they're like, yeah, okay, now figure it out. Figure the rest out. It's like, no, help me. But yeah, so I just use a lot of debug landscaping, because obviously this house was going to be priced as it is, so I didn't want to fill it up with too many items that cost money. So the fencing I used was debug. I normally avoid debug fencing because it's just a bit fiddly, but I felt like it worked a bit better in this house, and I like the way it turned out. I did move it around, but you'll see that in the end. And what was I talking about? Yes. So when she draws out a lot of like debug items and things like that, when I was scrolling through debug, I was thinking, okay, what other rooms would I need other items in? So I pulled out like the debug headphones, I pulled out the debug remote, and yeah, just placed that in the house so that I could use it when I'm finishing the house, the rooms even. But yeah, also you will see the iron trim, like the iron fence around the fencing, like the debug fence, because I thought Sim's gonna walk over it. I really thought they couldn't walk over it, because if you use debug items or live edit items, you know that Sims literally walk through it, like it's not there, and it's so annoying. Because you want some realism, you want to feel like this is closed off. You don't want random Sims, like you don't want the welcome wagon coming to your house and walking through a fence in the back garden and just strolling through. Like, no, we're not gonna do that. So I put the iron fence there, thinking Sims can't walk over it generally. So I put that over the, like, underneath or even right up against the debug fence so that they wouldn't walk through it. And as I was like playtesting the house, making sure everything worked, my Sim, I told her to get out the shot because obviously I didn't want her in the shot. So I sent her over to, I don't remember, I think it was the grill or something like that, and she ran through the fence. And I was like, sis, what are you doing? Like, what are you actually doing? I needed that to be functional, as opposed to like you just running through it like it's not even there. So annoying. And I've been preferring lately to work with platforms as opposed to foundations. So yeah, I put the whole house on one platform, like one tile up, I just put it up on a platform, but once. Does that make sense? How do we talk about platforms? I don't even know. And then I just use what I always use. I use the pavement slabs to kind of blend in with the pavement. I was kind of grateful that the pavement went kind of wrapped around slightly of this actual lot anyway, so it kind of works well to like blend it all in when you wrap it around the house, and it just looks better this way, I think. But yeah, and then just fenced in a bit. I actually don't show you this when I'm building, but I actually use that same like smooth keeper, I think it's called, the fence, in the back as well, because it needed something to like make it feel a bit more like put together and neat. That's the only way I can put it. Like, it just felt a bit too, I don't know, I just felt like it looked better when I put it all together and made it look a bit more neat. But yeah, some terrain paint. Just, I feel so out of sync. Like, I just was thinking about this the week so far, and it's literally Tuesday, and I feel like, ugh, because I missed therapy yesterday, which I was annoyed about. I didn't realize, because I have therapy every 2 weeks, and for some reason in my mind I had it that last week I had therapy, so this week I don't. So I just planned Monday as if I didn't have therapy. So I was up at 6 yesterday because my friend needed me to help her out with something. She wanted me, basically, she's a talent manager, so she wanted me to go with her to do something where they wanted to have a bunch of women from different industries work together for something that was filming. I was like, cool, that's fine, I can do that. She was like, basically, you turn up as you, or content creator, turn up as you. It's cool. I did that, and then we got there and they already had their own plan and their own script as to like what the people were going to be doing and everything. So I had to act as a yoga instructor yesterday. Bearing in mind, I've done yoga maybe like twice. And then the yoga I have done, a lot of it was like seated yoga, because I just couldn't bother to be stretching and stuff. And I did a lot of seated yoga before I left my job, because my anxiety was through the roof when I would get up in the mornings for my job. I would hate it so much. I would wake up, I'd call in sick all the time because I just didn't want to face the day of going into that job. So I started to be like, okay, Sabira, it was getting to the point where I was going to get fired. So I was like, Sabira, something's going to change. So I started to do like seated yoga. So I'd wake up, get dressed, and then I'd sit on my bed and do some breathing exercises and like have some meditation music going in the background and do some stretching, that kind of stuff. And it helped a lot. Like I would go into this shift feeling so much better, so much more calm, and it would be great. But it got to the point where I was like, I actually don't want to do this at all. So I'd rather not do this work at all. And you know, I decided to leave. See, I think I've been out of my job now for like 8 months or something. I think it is. It's gone by so quickly. But yeah, and I still don't know what I'm doing in my life. So fun fact. But yeah, it's just a bit all over the place. But anyway, so I had to pretend to be a yoga instructor, and I don't know if it's a thing that women do altogether, if it's a thing that black women do. I don't know what it is specifically, but there's this thing that we will humble ourselves, or we feel like society will humble us. So I had to pretend or act to be a yoga instructor. Bearing in mind, it was just acting. Like, it's okay that I don't know exactly what I'm doing fully. But they was like, be animated, be expressive, like you're this yogi, you know, really put yourself into it. And part of me was like, I really want to put myself into it. I really want to just be who I need to be for this person, this position. But there was a part of me that was like, okay, Zero, turn it down, humble yourself. Like, you don't do too much. And I was like, who is that telling me to do that? Because it's so annoying. Because there's a part of me is like, I know I could be good at things, but another part of me is like, yeah, but don't say that. Don't say that out loud, or don't show people that you can be good at things like that. Just happen to be good at things, just be accidentally good at things. It's so weird that we'll do this to ourselves. And I was so frustrated because I was like, I could have just put everything into that position, and you never know what can come. They could be like, yeah, we'll be calling you again if we need anyone to act for anything. And I'm like, great, cool, I'm there. But yeah, kind of did myself dirty there, but we move. It happens, and you just gotta live with that and move on. But it's just so frustrating that we do that to ourselves. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's a thing that women generally do. Like, society is hell-bent on humbling us as it is, but especially if like you're a black woman or a woman of color, like everyone just makes you feel like you can't do too much or you're doing too much. So it's just frustrating. But I've been doing this a lot lately in my builds, where I put like a shelf underneath this like long mirror, and then cluttering it up just to make bathrooms a bit more, especially like half bathrooms. It's literally just a toilet and a sink in the mirror. So to make it a bit more interesting, I've done this, and I did move the shelves slightly down so that the items on top weren't floating. It's so annoying. I wish we had a bit more free placement when it comes to like up and downs, but then at the same time I just moved the shelf and that was fine, not a big problem. But it was annoying when I was doing clips because I could literally see the stuff poking out at the bottom or the candles floating on the top. So I just switched that up and moved the shelf around, and then guys, I keep forgetting to click record when it stops recording, so I've changed it to record for an hour, and then when an hour's up, sometimes I forget. So you're gonna see this and it's gonna literally skip to me having the kitchen and the dining room area done. It's so annoying that I did that. You're gonna see it in the clips anyway, but in the shots, in the photos I saw of the reference image, they had some like interior photos, which I was like, great, I have something to work with as well. Sometimes I don't actually use them. Sometimes I like to just see what people have done with the spaces, and other times I will leave it as it is, or like I'll just do what they've done. And so originally in the photo I didn't actually clock that they had, or notice, I'm sorry, I'm using like British slang. Maybe if you don't know what I'm talking about, when I say clock, I just mean like notice or become aware of something. But then I actually clocked that they had islands there. I didn't actually notice there was an island there because it just so squished up. I was like, there's no way there's an island in that space, but there is. And I thought, okay, I'm just gonna put an island as well. So I put an island. I think it seats 3, and then I've done also a large-ish dining table. And I've done this little trick. I've seen someone do this before with the little chairs. They've put them like in things to make it look like it's either like a cushion, a pillow or something, or they've done it on top of a dresser to make it look like a changing table. And I just decided to do the same thing because it looks cute, and I don't like any of the other kind of like tables, benches or seats or things like that. So I just made my own kind of like entry bench. So like you'd come into the house, take your shoes off there, Or you'd sit there if you was putting your coat on. I can imagine the parents like putting the toddler's coat on and shoes on whilst they're sitting on that bench or something like that. But yeah, if I didn't already mention. It's a 3 bedroom, and I don't know what I've mentioned and what I haven't, because I've had to redo this voiceover because the quality was trash. So apologies if I'm repeating myself. But 3 bedrooms, one toddler room, a teen's room, and then the parents' room. And I decided to go with teen because a lot of the time when I'm dallied in houses, especially like family houses from the gallery, sometimes it's like either a child or a toddler's room, or like just a child in a toddler's room. And sometimes I'm like, I need a teen's room. I need a teen's room. And I need a teen's room that feels like I'm not going to need to edit it too much when they become a young adult and then like maybe going to go to university or they're going to stay home forever, whatever they choose to do. And none of the base game bookcases fit into the style that I wanted, so I just decided to do shelves and then put a pile of books on each of the shelves on each side, and then like decorate it slightly. And I'm pretty sure there's like an extra book in there somewhere, probably glitching out when you're going to download it, because I swear I put more books up there. So why did I only move one to the other side? So annoyed with myself. But yeah, I ended up swapping out, you know, the accent table that's underneath the TV. I ended up swapping it for, there's this free pack that you can get in this with The Sims. I think there's 2 free packs you can get. If you already have it, great. If you don't, then fine, you can just swap it out with the accent table that I've originally used. But I actually swapped the accent table out with the free like fireplace frame. I just felt like it looked better. I don't know, I just preferred the way it looked. I was originally going to put it in the parents' room, and then I didn't have space where I didn't know where to put it, so I decided to put it in the living room. So if you want to swap it, if you don't have the pack, that's fine, then just swap it around with this accent table, because if you download it and you don't have the pack, it'll just be gone, because I don't know if they will replace it. Maybe they will, but hopefully they don't replace it with something stupid. I don't know what it will do. But yeah, I decided to not put a rug underneath the dining table. So if you like to put rugs underneath the dining table, you can do that however you want. I just didn't know what to do because I didn't want it to clash too much with what was happening in the living room area. So yeah, I put like a random little toy on the coffee table as well, because I was like, if there's a toddler here, like I like to play a bit with realism, and I was like, realistically, you don't know when you go into someone's house without realizing they have a child there, because there's always something that will let you know there's a child here. If there's not like a toy somewhere or a random like sock or something, just something random, then yeah, I just decided to leave that there. I put a little toy in the coffee table. I've also put like a toy in the office, which we're going to go to next, and I've also put a high chair in the dining room area, but you can obviously remove that because it can get very annoying sometimes, especially when there's multiple Sims, and because you've got a teen, the teen's going to pick up that child and put it in the high chair as well. So annoying. I don't know why Sims will take the toddler in and out of that high chair just unnecessarily. It's so annoying. But if you do use the high chair, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's totally up to you. If you have laundry day, you can put this you can use this room even as a laundry room, because that's what it is on the floor plan. So I've just put some like base game counters, put some like random towels, and like the like basket of clothes or towels, whatever it is, and then the washer basket, and then use those shelves to make it look like it's a laundry room. But yeah, once I've put some lights in, we're going to go into the office, which is predominantly going to be used by the mother because she's a writer, and I feel like maybe the dad's an astronaut, or when I'm thinking of the base game roles, I don't know, probably one of those. Probably an astronaut. I don't know what else he could be actually. I'm thinking of the other base game roles. Maybe, I don't know, he won't be like a spy or something like that, or a secret agent. I don't know, it doesn't really fit. I don't know. Maybe, actually, because they're well travelled, so maybe they've had to travel because he's had to work abroad for secret projects. Who knows? Maybe that could work. So as you can see there, I've put that little like side table, and then I've sized down one of the chairs to make it look like the toddler will sit with the mum while she's working, because I just feel like that's kind of realistic. Like you would have your child probably with you just so you can see them, because God forbid they're quiet in a room somewhere and you're just like, it's way too quiet, what's happening? So I just thought maybe you would have the toddler in there with you, just maybe sitting down playing with the rabbit tablet or whatever, and just chilling, or just sitting there pretending that it's on its own laptop with you whilst you're working away, something like that. And I only furnished one of the bathrooms. You'll see me furnish one of them because, as you can see on the screen, my thing glitches out, and I don't know why. I don't know why it did this. But as you can see, the little pop-up that comes when I change from like full tile, half tile to free placement, it's just saying on the screen. And to be honest, at first I did not even notice it, and then I did, and I was like, ugh, annoying, and I thought it might just go away, but it didn't. But yeah, so, and it just stayed throughout the whole of me building this bathroom and the other bathroom, and was it the toddler's room as well, something like that, because I skipped, it kind of skips from one thing to another. I apologize for that, but sometimes I forget I'm recording, forget I'm not recording. It's so annoying when I do that. And I had this thing on the screen the whole time, so I literally copied and pasted everything that's in this bathroom into the other bathroom. So this is the ensuite for the parents' bathroom, and I just made it look like they use it for their own stuff, with their own toiletries and stuff. And then the other one, I've kind of made it seem like it's more just predominantly the teens' bathroom, because the toddler would definitely use the same bathroom as the parents. The parents would just use that with the toddler, and then they'd share it with the toddler, whereas the teen gets her own bathroom essentially, because she can. And it's literally the same. I've just cluttered it up slightly differently to reflect the teen, with like, I just felt like her favorite color was probably yellow, so I actually swapped the color of the robe that you can see here to green, and then the robe I put in the teen's bathroom is orange. I mean, yeah, like that yellow color, and then like giving her yellow color items and stuff like that, just to reflect maybe that's her favorite color. And so her parents are like, what color robe do you want, what color this do you want for the bathroom, that kind of thing. And that's how she did it. As you can see here, I'm literally copying and pasting everything, and then I will cut to the toddler's room, which I forgot to record. Yay me. I don't know why I decided to put that paint in there, because it doesn't give me child toddler room vibes at all. But I think maybe I just wanted something up there that wasn't too childish. I don't know why I made that executive decision. Please do remove it if you want to. Like, anytime you see my builds and you want to download them, just happily remove, add whatever you want. It's not a big deal. I made this little like end bed bench thingy. I don't know, what do you call them? I think they have a name, but yeah, just gave them some like plants and stuff like that. I cannot tell you how tempted I was to use a plant kit, because that's the only kit I think I'm ever going to purchase, to be honest. They would have to come out with a really, really good kit for me to buy it, because I'm not interested. But I bought the plant kit because I love plants and I want more plants in my builds and stuff like that. Sometimes I just get bored of the ones I have, because I don't have all the packs, so there's only so many plants I have. So I did buy the plant kit, and I was so tempted to make this build full of the plants from the plant kit, but I was like, no, it's a base game build. But I'm tempted to do another build where I just do base game and the plant kit. I don't know. We'll see if I'll do that. Let me know if you want that, then I'll do it, but we'll see. I was planning on doing like this kind of boxed off area, but then, well, not boxed off, but as you can see, I did it with the what they called cabinets. I was going to give it like a bit of a boxed off area with the cabinets, and I decided it didn't really look the way I wanted it to look, so just decided to just square it off with a bit of the walls, because I just felt like the room was just a box. So just to give it something different, I just added some boxes in a box. If that makes sense, just to give it something different. And then I just changed the like a wallpaper for it, so I gave it the plastered wall, and then the rest of the walls I did the same kind of pretty much as I did throughout the house. And yeah, I never knew this flooring was so expensive until I was watching another simmer. I think it was Jessica YPT or something like that. I can't remember her YouTube name actually is, but excuse me. She said she was doing another build. I think she was doing like a Mediterranean Oasis Springs build, and it was so nice, so nice. And she was like, yeah, this flooring is really expensive. I don't think I ever pay attention to the price of the wallpapers or the flooring, because I never do like budget related builds. A lot of the time I just build a house that I like, and then if my sim that I want to move in there has to move in, I will get them to raise the money for it. I never really think too much about like what budget do they have. I kind of just build however I want. But I came across someone's tweet, I can't remember who it was now, and they mentioned that they was going to do the wheel challenge or something like that, and I looked up and I was like, this sounds fun. So I've done some already. I spun the wheel a few times for the founder, because you have to do it related on the packs that you have. So the first time I spun it, the world, and I think their social life wasn't something that I could do because I didn't have the packs related to it. So I spun again, and then I'm gonna just replace it with the ones I spun for the second time. So I thought I would make a house for them, because I don't know what the rules are in terms of where they live. So I mean, the house that they live in, I know the world they live in is a bit more like depicted on what you spin, but in terms of what their house is, or where their house, like what their house looks like, or how much it costs, I don't know if there's rules for that. So I'm gonna double check. But If not, I'm going to do a build, and I'm going to share that build with you guys that I do for the wheel challenge, because I thought it would be fun for me to do that. I don't do a lot of challenges. Like, at the moment I'm playing the legacy challenge, where I just like play through 10 generations, and my sim just graduated university. Yay, Willow! If you watch my last current household videos, I'm still playing with that household, and Willow just finished university and she's graduated, because yeah, I'm excited for her. I've just realized this I realized as well, I gave her the aspiration of a serial romantic, I think it is. So she's playing the field, she's enjoying her young life, and I'm on the second part of the aspiration, and I've completed the first two, which is have strong relationships with 3 sims at the same time, and then I think the other one is like charisma to level 6, I think it is, can't remember. And then the last one is you have to kiss 10 sims. So I've literally just been going up to sims. I got the beguile traits. I just literally been up to sims, beguiling them, making them all flirty, and having that first kiss. And then I kissed a sim's hands, and it counted. And I was like, wait, what? So you're telling me I didn't even have to do too much with these sims? I can literally just go around and kiss sims' hands, and that will count. So best believe that's what I'm doing. But the third and last part of the aspiration is you're supposed to have at least 8 breakups. And the way I'm doing it, I'm literally just speeding past it. I'm playing on long lifespan. Why am I rushing? First of all. Second of all, I like to play a bit realistically. So would realistically my sim literally be asking Bill to be the boyfriend and breaking up with them 2 seconds afterwards just to complete an aspiration? No. But that's what I did. And I'm like, Sabira, slow down. You don't need to do that. So I've actually decided that I'm going to slow down a bit. One, and because at the moment we have like, in my relationships bar, there's like 4 sims, and the romance bar is like red because I've broken up with them. So I need to slow down. Because we're not in a rush. She's just graduated, and I wasn't even sure what career to put her in, because I got her to do the psychology degree, and oh, it's glitched again, so you can see that pop up come again, and it's so annoying because it happens for the whole dressing room, and I think that's it. I think you don't see any afterwards, but it's for the dressing room, and I just left it in because I was like, I can't cut out the dressing room, and I should have really just gone into manage worlds and come back into the build to do it, but I don't know why I didn't do that actually. I just messed myself up. I don't know why I didn't do that. But yeah, Willow's got the psychology degree, so she just graduated, and I'm just new to playing with university because I've only recently played it through it once before Willow's and graduated. So Willow had the opportunity to have a distinguished degree, and I didn't get her to pick any of the degrees that she could have used as a distinguished degree. So she just got her standard old degree. And I was like, I wonder if it changes anything if I got a distinguished degree. I don't know, but we'll play with another sim and do that. But yeah, currently building on the day that we get the neighborhoods update, I believe. So we're currently editing this and doing this voiceover as we're getting the update for that. So I'm just stalling essentially to see when it comes and when it updates and things like that, so I can play around with it a little bit. I do now understand, because at first I wasn't sure. I was like, so I only can affect the people around me who I know? That's kind of boring, because I do that already when I manually go around and get my sims pregnant or get them to get married. I was like, do I have to prompt them now? I don't know. It's not what I wanted. I wanted my sims to do things autonomously by themselves. And I think what is happening is the sims is going through phases of doing that. So the first kind of phase of it is influencing the people you actually know. And then maybe there'll be another phase where you can actually just have random people in the neighborhood like, oh, I'm pregnant. And you're like, oh, okay, congrats kind of thing. As opposed to like, I have to go around and do that all to my sims. So annoying. But yeah, let's whisk right to the garden. I've been talking for so long, we're now in the garden. But what do I do after that? Oh, okay. What happens to my voice? I go and do the little shed with the, I do like a little garden area after this. And then I think I go into the rest of the garden and do a pool. So like I said already, I don't normally do pools in my house, but I kind of felt like I didn't know what else to do with the space, and a pool kind of fit in with the space, to be honest. And they've definitely got money. They've got money, especially if he's a secret agent and she's a writer, like she's an established writer. They got money. They definitely have. I think my favorite part of the garden is that kind of barbecue and bar area. So if you've never turned the bar around, it still functions perfectly fine. The only difference is your sims won't stand on the other side to pick up their drinks. They'll just pick it up from the side that they're facing, kind of thing. So like it won't work in a sense of like they'll go on the other side of the bar and pick up their drinks that way. But yeah, it still functions well, fine. It's not a problem. But I think it just aesthetically looks better when I do it like that and put it essentially backwards, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is a little shed, and it just has some like base game counters in it, and I've plotted it up with a bunch of garden and stuff. If you have seasons, you can add the flower arranging table. Yeah, the flower arranging table. If you have other packs, you can absolutely do anything you want with this space. Like, you can change the shed into anything. It could be a secret layer, you can have a basement, whatever you want. You don't need packs for basement, but you know what I mean. And I left a lot of the walls kind of blank because in my mind, when I play anyway, I like to play and just have my Sims like take photos throughout the generations and things like that, and use the wall spaces that's available to take a bunch of photos. So if you yourself like taking a lot of photos of your Sims, then that's why there's a lot of space. If not, you can fill it up with your pictures from the different packs that you have, or other base game images that you want to use, or like other base game pictures from the gallery. I just don't use them because sometimes they don't get they're flagged as CC and sometimes they're fine. I'd rather just not play around with that and just leave it so you guys can do what you want with it. So I think that's what my base game is going to be like. I'm going to give you enough to give like the house personality, but I also want to give you guys the space to do what you want with it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I like to do when I'm doing my builds and how I like to build anyway. I want there to be personality, but it also was like, if your storyline is different to mine, you can easily change it so that it fits your storyline better. Yeah, some plant pots, and I think I just used debug like cacti for this. As you can see, I'm just placing them in. It looks so cute. I don't know why, but I just thought this was so adorable. But yeah, a little stereo, because I can imagine if you're in here filling them with plants or whatever, you want a bit of music to keep you entertained. Just a little something. And I've fiddled around with the fencing so much, and changed it up a little bit. So, because I didn't realize that if you kind of put down that flooring, it has like a square shape. So I kind of just moved things around so that it was all very like boxy and square, to be honest. We've got a little fountain piece there. I've got the jungle gym thingy. I don't even know what it's called. The monkey bars, that's it. The monkey bars there. And I can't lie, when I was landscaping, I always had to remind myself, like, as much as I enjoy these things, I still have to remind myself, like, Sabrina, you enjoy it and you're doing it because you like it, not because it's going up in the gallery. But sometimes I do, like, oh, is this going to look good in the gallery? Is this going to be something people want to download? And it's like, hold on a second. You're building this because you enjoy building in The Sims, and you're building this because, one, people wanted to see a build from you that was base game for a family. So if that's what people want to see, then that's giving you the creative kind of go ahead to do what you want with that kind of what's the word that I'm looking for, with that kind of brief, essentially. Like, that is your inspiration, and then you can do whatever you want with that. They just wanted a base game family home, okay, but they obviously wanted your spin on it because that's why you're doing it and that's why they voted for it. So I have to remind myself, this is the conversation I have with myself in my head sometimes. But I really enjoyed landscaping this house. I don't know if it looks way too fancy or not. I don't know. I feel like with the water fountain in the middle, it makes it look a bit more bougie than it is. But I don't know. I just like the way it looked, so I left it and I kept it like that. And like I said, I used the smooth keeper fence around just to border everything up to make it look a bit more neat. And I didn't know what to do with this space. Like, as you can see, look at all that space. Just all that space for what? 2 lounge chairs and a table? Doesn't make sense. So I just fenced it off. I just moved the fences closer in, and then sectioned off an area for the pool. And yeah, I just gave him a pool, and you know what? It fits well. It looks cute. I don't think it looks too out of place or anything like that to like be like, why is there a pool in their house? Or why do they have a pool? I can imagine they would have a pool. Those look so beautiful in the summer, because that's when I was building this in the summer. The only thing that I don't like about seasons is it affects you when you're building. I don't need you to tell me what season is, what I'm building. I need every time I'm building to be summer so that I can see everything in like good lighting. But I'm not complaining because I love seasons. When people say it's their favorite pack, I totally get it, totally, because I feel like, what would my game be without seasons? What would it be without seasons? Nothing. I'd have nothing to do. Like, no, seasons is it. Seasons are where the party's at. Comment below, what is your must-have pack? Like, what is the pack that you couldn't live without in the game? Like, please let me know, because I think for me it's seasons. It's close between seasons and city living. I really want pets because I'm starting to feel like my game is missing something, and I think it's missing pets. Just the element of looking after a pet or having a pet. Because like, whenever I start out with any single sim, they're just by themselves, so at least they can have a pet. Yeah, so that should be next for me. I think that's next on my list. Pets, dream home decorator, just for the building bar. But yes, we are coming to the end of the video now, so you will see the shots coming up next, so you can get better, coming up next even, so you can see better shots of the house. If you haven't already subscribed, please do for more builds. I post every Tuesday, and you can also find this build on the gallery. It's called Family Farmhouse, and my gallery ID is Saabythesimmer. And please do give a like and let us know in the comments what is your must-have pack. I shall see you in the next video next Tuesday. Bye for now. Bye.